Brian Cole, thanks for taking the time. Pretty good showing at Gans Creek last week. You also had some of the JV people kind of running in Colorado College, fared really, really well.
Yeah, it was a productive weekend. Really, getting out, it's kind of the first meet of the year of sorts, and then to have your first meet be an event that looks very similar to the national championship was definitely a big stage to jump out and get going for the season. But I thought both the men and the women were competitive out there. I think there are definitely areas where both groups walked away from the course knowing that we can be better. But really that weekend is about seeing where you're at, getting some work done, and then using it to continue to move forward in the season. And so whether it was our group in Missouri or our group here in Colorado Springs, whether racing, training, that sort of thing, I think the weekend overall was very productive.
When you go to a meet like that and there's all the good teams, like like you said, preview of the national championship, what does that do for a mindset of a runner, at this point in the season to show them where you are?
Well, I think you're getting comfortable being in a highly competitive environment, and you can talk about it, you can train for it, but you also have to get repetitions doing it. So whether it's kind of getting into a racing feel, you can try to replicate things through your training, but really, you have to get out there and be surrounded by a lot of very competitive bodies, be trying to find your teammates, have that sort of stimulus overload, and have to be able to continue to redial in and concentrate. So usually it's just it's getting in, seeing where you're at, but also getting in replications of what you're working for, and that's to be lining up at the national championships and be ready to compete successfully.
Ella is the Athlete of the Week on the website. Obviously a good performance. Talk about her and who else stood out.
Yeah, Ella had a great run on the women's side. She's been somebody that has put in a lot of effort over her time in the program, as a lot of our men and women have. But to see her continue to develop, if you look at some of the people that were immediately around her, just ahead of her, just behind her in the results, and then you go and you start looking at high school personal bests or where they started, when they came into college, Ella's beating a lot of people that on paper it would seem are just better runners, and that's a huge accomplishment. And really recognizing her hard work and how in our sport, if you continue to put in the effort, you can really elevate yourself. And she's been a tremendous example of that. So that was awesome to see. Jaden Nats, missed last cross-country season. And we've seen things in training. We know he's very fit. I think he was a little disappointed in his showing. But again, he's out there mixing it up with some of the best people in the NCAA. And I think there's a lot more there. And then when you look at our depth, both on the men and the women's side, we know that there are men on the team that can be closer to Jaden, and we're very interchangeable with our depth, and that's going to be an asset for us over the course of the season. And we know that there are women on the team that can be much closer to Ella, and then continuing to build that group and their depth. So again, it was a productive showing, some great runs, but also you walk away being like, okay, we know there's more there, and that's exciting looking ahead to the future.
Yeah, the future. You don't go to Oregon for another week. What do you do in this week off, and how do you get better?
Yeah, get back into training. Make sure that you're getting rested, getting recovered, taking care of the body. Again, you beat the body up. It's training at a high level is demanding, but then when you go out and race for 4 miles or 5 miles as hard as you possibly can, that's draining on the energy systems. That's hard on the body, and so you have to get recovered from that, and then balance that with continuing to train and invest so that when you get to your key races at the end of the season, you're ready to roll and in as best form as you can be. So if we get recovered, we get back into training and take care of some things here at USAFA, and then we'll get on the plane here, a little over a week and fly up to Oregon and race against a lot of West Coast teams. But I think that'll be another great competitive opportunity for our team, as well as a chance for us just to take a step forward in our progression through the season.
Yeah. Coach Cole, thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.